What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Gary here, bringing you another World of Tanks video. Today I am showing off gameplay in my STB-1 Tier 10 Japanese medium, and this is from the 360. This is basically me cleaning out my closet, cleaning out my hard drive, and I came across these fantastic games that I had in the STB-1. I think this was around the time I was pumping out videos of me in this tank non-stop, and I said okay, that's enough of this tank, you know, you need to move on. And this was due to the fact that I love this tank. I still do. It's a very pretty tank, first and foremost. It's a very beautiful looking tank, very modern looking tank compared to all the other tanks in the game, which are very, you know, World War II-ish looking, etc, etc. But this tank, it looks very pretty. I'll discuss my setup and everything in the second battle, but let's get into it. And first things first, we are of course on highway. As I take a shot on the object 140, I light myself up. I don't think that's me being lit up. I think, you know, the fact that I'm shooting my gun, I get lit up, I get sixth sense, as you can see there. Managed to light the engine on fire. In front of me is a T-54. To my left, a friendly T-54, and that is kind of important with regards to what happens next in the game. Loose side of the object 140, and up ahead we have a tortoise, and to my left there is a Rheinmetall Borsig, and you can see he's sporting the 128. So when they have that long barrel, that's the 128. And when they have the shorter battle, it's 150, and the T-54 does get taken out, and that is kind of important, because that means now I am front line. You know, I'm holding the front. It's just me by myself. There's a scout there behind me. I believe that's a T-71. But what I'm trying to say is basically I have no business being front line. I have very, very weak armor. This tank is kind of king of the ridge lines, you know, which I'm trying to take advantage of, my fantastic gun depression, etc, etc. But I shouldn't be front line. I'm a support tank. I'm there for support, nothing more, nothing less. Artie takes a swipe at me, misses, but a Jaegeru gets a nice shot into me, shaving off 1100 hit points. And of course, this is when I decide, okay, this is not working, this is not happening. My health pool has been reduced down to 850, you know, that's a 2-shot for any tier 9 or tier 10, etc, etc. So I decide to pull back and do what I was originally talking about, which is support, support, support. And now I am no longer frontline. I'm basically in the position where I'm supposed to be. I'm supporting the heavy duty tanks that are up ahead of me, which is I believe is a T-28 and a tortoise, and there's a T-71 still out there scouting. And this is sort of kind of a perfect scenario for a tank such as this. And while the enemy are focused on the tanks in front of me, I'm going to be supporting with fire from my tank, and I managed to get a very lucky shot on that object for 140. I'm very surprised that I got that, and as you can see, as I'm swinging back, I'm kind of moving left to right, and that's because of artillery. I don't want artillery to get another shot into me, so you can see I'm very cautious and careful about the fact that artillery is still in play. So out ahead of me, it looks like they took out a scout. The T-28 and the tortoise are still in play, so hopefully, you know, with their heavy armor, most of it, the enemy fire is going to be focused on them and not myself. But I'm just holding still, holding firm, just waiting for the enemies to get lit up by my TDs, and I can take advantage of that and get some nice shots into them. Of course, this tank doesn't have the best accuracy in the world, but it, you know, it works, especially like when it comes to ridge lines, 10 degrees of gun depression. You take advantage of that, and you'll be good to go. And there we go, there's the Rheinmetall Borsig. I know he has 1100 hit points. I managed to get another lucky shot into him. I wasn't aimed in all the way, but I pulled back. I'm lit up again. I'm aware of artillery, and not only that, where is the Jaeger that got a shot into me? I'm assuming he's still back in base, but you can never be too careful. Tortoise and Borsig still in play, and looks like they took out our T28, or one of my TDs to the tortoise. Yeah, it looks like they took out the tortoise, and attempt to get a snapshot on the Borsig. I knew it was, wasn't going to connect, and he plants a nice shot into me very, very easily with his really decent accuracy. You can see me pulling back again, afraid of artillery, and now I'm a one shot. I'm a one shot for the tortoise. I'm a one shot for the Borsig. So I need to be extra careful and extra cautious, and I get very, very lucky here again by getting a very, very sneaky shot into the Rheinmetall Borsig, and now he has become a one shot. The enemies have now finally taken out all my compadres here. The T28 is gone, the T71 is gone, and managed to take out again. Very, very lucky. Possibly he was, I was fully expecting to die there, but possibly his gun depression kind of let him down. Searching for the tortoise. Can I find the tortoise? No way, I'm gonna get that, so just let one rip. Of course it misses. I fully respect the tortoise and his quick reload and very accurate gun, and my artillery manages to take him out, and this flank is good to go. And you can see on the opposing side, our team has done good work in town. They've kind of cleared out the town, but it's still 50-50. We're only leading by 11-9. So it's still all up in the air, and the Jaeger is still in play. For instance, he has 1 kill to his name, but that's not saying anything. He could have 1 kill and 5k, 6k damage, to his name. So you always consider that. Don't go by the kill count on each and every in each and every tank. That's you can't judge a tank by that unless you see him out in the open at play. You can quickly judge, is he an enemy to be reckoned with, a worthy adversary, etc, etc. But so I push towards the base, and I want to get over here as quick as possible and just keep below the ridge line here. Take advantage of the fact some of these tanks have got terrible gun depression. See the STB-1. I love that tank, and quickly take advantage and plant one into his rear, taking him out. And I saw artillery take a shot. I knew he was over here to my left, and I move in for the kill. Somebody manages to take off 50% of his health. He fires, misses, and I take him out. We are good to go. And now there's only 2 TDs left in play. I believe there's a T28 and the Jaeger, who originally got that shot off into me. And lo and behold, all that is left is the Jaeger, nothing else. But luckily for us, he is still lit up, and it's only a matter of time before we take him out. Let him walk into my shot. I low roll with 319. Keep in mind, the average roll for this gun is 390. Second shot goes wherever, ends up in Himmelsdorf. I always say that. And I move in for the kill, absolutely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first battle in the STB-1. Like I said, it's just really, really decent gameplay, and I didn't want to delete the thing. I didn't want to just keep it in the hard drive. Had to do something with it. Good to go. And I believe this was a 3k damage game. And second game, we are on Abbey playing standard battle, and let's talk real quick about my consumables and equipment. First piece of equipment I believe I had on was a coated optics. I did originally run with binocs, and wanted to take advantage of ridge lines and my low profile, low camo rating, and just get snipe away at the enemy with my quick firing gun. But it just didn't work. It just doesn't work due to the poor accuracy of this gun, and I believe it's 0.35 or 0.36, not entirely sure. And so coated optics should be your standard basically on each and every medium, and coated optics is always needed when it comes to mediums. You're kind of letting your team down if you're running in a medium and you're not running coated optics. That of course adds 10% to your view range, which brings the view range of the STB-1 from 410 to 470 425 being the max, so we're good to go there. Next is enhanced gun lane drive. Of course, you know, this tank has very poor aim time, and that kind of helps out in that department. I believe it's 2.3, and it kind of brings it down to just under 2 seconds with the onigiri as well. And vert stabs, I use vert stabs a lot. It kind of reduces the circle, the dispersion, you know, when you zoom in by 20%, and that helps a lot, big time. And of course, I'm running onigiri in that. I believe that costs either 10 or 20k silver to run, but it's very, very useful, consumable. It adds 10% all across the board, kind of acts like vert stabs, and yeah, it's a very, very useful but expensive, so you need to consider that it's going to cost you when it comes to a loss as opposed to a victory. Absolutely. As you can see, you know, I'm kind of in the middle here. I wanted to suss out basically, is anything happening in the middle here? And why am I in the middle? Because I want to take advantage of my 10 degrees of gun depression. You know, if I look down upon tanks and just let rip with my shots, you know, I'm gonna be beast mode basically. And I get spotted. I'll move up here initially because occasionally you'll spot artillery, and if you do, you know, you can take them out and be the hero of your team, etc, etc. But I get lit up, and as I'm pulling back in a straight line. I don't want to turn around and expose my butt to the enemies as I'm pulling back. And this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. With my 258 pen, you know, I don't need to be hitting a flat surface of the 100. He can be ever so slightly angled, and I still will pen. A lot of other guns, this wouldn't happen. You know, like, I don't know, like the Death Star, for instance. If I wanted to pen it, I need like a flat flush surface. But I managed to get a couple of nice pens into the 100, even though his turret is angled and looking for a place to shoot. I did decide to, you know, hold him in place with a tracking shot, and our artillery manages to take him out. This game was a bit of a pushover, as you can see. You know, we're leading 9-2, and now my attention is focused basically on this TD, who I was hoping, and I knew he was, you know, he was facing in the opposite direction towards my base, and sure enough, I pull around the corner, and there is absolutely nothing he can do. You know, if he threatens me in any way, shape or form, I can just track him and I'll be good to go. But initially what I was trying to do was light his engine on fire, but it wasn't happening, and I managed to whittle his health all the way, you know, from max all the way down to 0. And this is a great gun for tracking people, tracking enemy players. You can just keep them in place, and there's nothing for them to do. You know, these kind of situations, if I was the object 268, I'd literally just put my controller down and just walk away and go make myself a cup of tea and come back for the next game, and we're good to go. So for those of you that are, you know, on the Xbox One, playing on the Xbox One, that have never played the 360, all this gameplay from the 360 is 100% still relevant. Of course, you know, you guys, you still play with 360 players on a day-to-day basis. All this gameplay is still 100% relevant, you know, for the STB-1 on the Xbox One. Absolutely, in case you're in any doubt. And we're pulling around the corner, and I know the Jaeger is here somewhere, possibly, maybe, and I see his health ball. He's hull down. There's nothing for me to do, and I decide to scoot around and flank him from the rear if at all possible. And you can see that the timer is ticking down. I initially wanted to lose my 6th sense here, but I thought, you know, we've only got 30 seconds. It's limited amount of time. Just go for it. And of course, you know, if they're, you know, if they're knowledgeable players, they would know that I'm coming this way. They would have seen on the mini map. Absolutely, 100%. Scoot around the corner, and this is very, very, very embarrassing. Pen once, and this is a combination of the timer's kind of ticking away, and I've kind of like, we've won. Bounce. and you know, I'm not focused, I'm not I'm not bounced. I'm not, yeah, it's very embarrassing. Look away now, please. Thank you very much. And a miss, and a miss. And you know, kudos to this guy. You know, he fought the good fight and all of that good stuff, and could have taken me out. Not bad, not bad. Apart from that end part, 4.7k damage. And final game, we are on Lakeville. This map, of course, has been taken out of circulation, out of rotation on World of Tanks. Hopefully, it will make a return real soon, because I have quite a few uploads with this map, and the games can be epic. Absolutely, you know, nail-biting, clutch games, and of course, you know, there can be lemming train games and etc, etc. But the main thing with Lakeville, and I did a video about this, is the town. You need to take the town. If you take the town, 9 times out of 10, it's all going to be good. And initially, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I have no business being down in the valley, down in the middle with my poor accuracy, etc, etc. I want to assist my heavy tanks in taking a town. And you can see there's a considerable amount of heavies on my side heading into the town. I can see the M103, E100 and the mouse. And that's what you need in town. You need big, strong armor, lots of side scraping, big strong guns to take this out. Absolutely. Initially, you can see me kind of blind firing there, hoping to get a shot on the snipers pardon me, that are down the middle, but our mediums aren't pushing enough to, you know, to light them up, etc, etc, and nothing becomes of that. When you take the town, it's always important to anticipate that you're going to be shot from snipers across the lake, and that's really, really important. You know, they can seriously, considerably whittle down your health really, really quick, because as you're pushing into town, you're exposing your left flank, your weak flank, your side to those snipers, and if they have really, really decent accuracy, big alpha guns, you know, they can cause you a lot of heartache and misery. So now I'm pushing into town, big, strong, heavy armor. You can see E100, M103, and I'm here for support with my quick firing gun. Take out this E75, big, bombastic, fantastic tank that is the E75. And you can see 2 E100s and 4 health. Managed to get a tracking, nice, decent tracking shot into him, keeping him in place. Looks like his fellow E100 is hiding behind him. Attempt to get a second tracking shot. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, and he gets taken out. And now I'm moving on, using the low profile of this tank, pushing up and hoping, you know, nobody's going to kind of notice me. Of course, I'm Sixth Sense, etc, etc. Aim onto the low plate of the E100 and manage to get a nice pen, and lo and behold, there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Snipers on the opposing side across the lake, down the middle, and Lorraine 40T gets a shot into me, of all things, with his really crappy accuracy. Possibly maybe he was aiming for another tank and he missed and got a shot into me. But like I said, you know, you need to be careful where you place your tank when it comes to that green surrounding the church in the middle, because the snipers on the other side, you know, they can get really, really decent shots into you. I believe I got 7-8k damage once in my tortoise from that position. Batchat artillery manages to splash me for, what is that, 100, 150, and we are good to go. We've taken the town, and this is kind of textbook taking the town, textbook victory for Lakeville if you want victory. And now our attention is focused on those snipers that are across the lake, and we can see first things first, 1390. Let him walk into my shot. Good to go. And what else do we see? 1390 and IS8. Can I get a shot into him? Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Oh no, hits the dirt. And there's the Lorraine 40T. Lorraine 40T to his right there, who got a shot into me when I was on the green, basically. And yeah, so take that, buddy. and good to go. Now the classic victory on Lakeville. You move in, you take the town, you take out the snipers, and now you move on to the enemy base. All that is left is the artillery and the enemies protecting the base, and in the valley to the left. You have no business being in the valley unless, I don't know, unless if you have no gun depression, you have no business being in, like, if you're a medium, you have no business in the, like, in the valley, pardon me. And moving up here, what do we see? So we see a woofie with the 150 mil. The 150 mil puts out, has alpha, I believe it's 4 shots, 750 damage, but it does suffer from crappy accuracy and significantly lower pen than the 128. So it's pretty hard to pen with the 150. A lot of times I kind of roll with just HE on the 150. So still a, you know, dangerous dude, so to speak. And there is the artillery. Load up HE, don't manage the pen, get a little bit of splash damage, and don't get the kill. But we are good to go, mopping up, taking care of business. So hope you guys enjoyed STB-1 on the 360, 3.8k damage, not bad at all, not too shabby. Good team effort there. Textbook taking of the map Lakeville. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed. It's all good, it's all gravy. I love this. It's cool as shit. Take it easy, guys. Adios, muchachos.